Good morning. Today I am going on a nice long day hike, and because it's the beginning of fall, I feel like this is the time of year where a lot of people are beginning to get into hiking because it's so beautiful and the weather is so nice. So, for a few videos this fall, I want to talk a little bit about the basics of hiking. So, the theme for today's video is going to be exactly what I eat while I'm day hiking. So you can get ideas on if you're headed out to do one of your first hiking trips, if you're bored of the food that you usually eat. I'm just gonna go for a hike and share what I personally love to eat while I hike. So I want to go over everything. So that includes the food before I even start my hike. So this morning I made a nice cup of iced coffee for the drive to the trailhead. And I also made a bagel with cream cheese to go. And I feel like this is just the perfect driving snack. Get me caffeinated and awake and ready for the day of hiking. I ate about half of my bagel and had about half of my coffee on the drive here. So I'm just gonna sit at the trailhead for a little longer and finish all this. Are you ready to go for a hike? So I'm now 2 miles into the hike and I turned the calorie tracker on my watch and it says I've burned 416 calories. The bagel's been holding off pretty well so far, but I am gonna break into my little snack stash and have a treat. Can't really see what I'm doing here, but let's see. Gushers. So I usually hike with a fanny pack and I like to stuff that with a bunch of small little snacks like this, just so I can easily snack on the go. I am lucky and this baby carrier comes with its own little fanny pack pocket, so I use that for my snacks. But gushers are one of my favorite treats on trail, so I'm lucky I blindly pulled this out first. Now there are only like 4 gushers in that packet, so I'm gonna go back in and have a beef stick with cheese. We just stopped for a little hydration break because I can literally feel the sweat dripping down my back. And what better hydration on a day hike than Element, because it's my favorite. They are sponsoring this video. Right before I left my house this morning, I filled up 2 of these 8-ounce soft water bottles with 1 stick of Element. That's on the saltier side. You can really mix Element with as much or little water as you want, depending on how salty you like your drink. So I'm just gonna have this in one sitting. I just need something besides plain water on a hike, just because I get so bored with that, and Element tastes really good. And I know it's replacing all the sodium I'm losing with this amount of sweat that I can feel on my back. I am carrying so much extra weight, so I know the sodium is leaving my body. So it's really important to replace that. Element is used by so many different types of people, from Navy SEALs, Olympic athletes, NBA players, everyday hikers like you and me. So it really works for me. I love it. If you want to give it a try, head to drinkelement.com/Nahamsha, and when you use that link, you can get a free sample pack with any purchase, and that sample pack includes 8 different flavors that you can try. So I have the citrus salt, but there are so many other good ones for you to check out. Again, drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. Here's what the foliage looks like so far. It's just starting to change colors, but it's really, really nice to see. I'm 3 miles into the hike, so I'm gonna go for another fanny pack snack blindly because I can't really see what I'm doing. But you can a little bit. I'm gonna go for this little Nature's Valley biscuit. Oh, that was a big bite. I packed a nice lunch for this hike, so I think I'm gonna break that out at mile 5 and have a good, nice lunch break. It is so much more work carrying a baby. Can you see the sweat? Oh, how was your nap? Oh, sweetie. I am 4.1 miles into the hike and I couldn't take it any longer. Just the weight on my shoulders was starting to get really painful. So took the backpacks off and found a nice flat spot. Baby's laying on the ground, chilling. I sweat so much that it is now on her, so she needs to dry out a little bit. But I just pulled out my lunchbox out of my backpack and I'll show you exactly what I packed. So this is a bento box. Definitely not the most lightweight option. It is heavy, so that might play a factor into why my shoulders hurt so bad, but I just love it for organizing my food. So when we open it up here, I have a classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a little candy trail mix with Nerd clusters and Sour Patch watermelons, and then my own little trail mix, which was the end of the bag, so it's really crummy. So I gotta eat this sandwich right now. I needed this. Oh, you see the airplane? Bless you. Sour Patch and Nerds, some of the two best candies. I also want to share with you a couple extra snacks I bring just in case. These are snacks that I don't plan on eating, but I like having in my backpack because some things happen. The first is this little pack of beef jerky. There's been times where I've gotten migraines on trail and the only thing I can stomach is beef jerky, so now I always make sure I have one. And then also just a pack of Pop-Tarts, I think is some just good extra calories to keep in my pack. So I actually bought all of my hiking snacks at the Dollar Tree, and I really like that because everything is so cheap and the portions are small. So I was able to just buy a single Pop-Tart, a tiny pack of beef jerky, and only spend $1 on them, like a tiny bag of Sour Patch Kids and a little bag of Nerds, and you know what I'm saying. So I just went to the Dollar Tree last night to grab all of this, and it was just so cheap. I feel like if I went to an actual grocery store and bought big sizes of Gushers and granola bars and stuff, it would really add up. So I don't know, that's a little tip. I'm gonna keep my extra snacks in there, finish my sandwich, most of the candy. Didn't really feel like the trail mix today. Maybe a couple of the Reese's Pieces. On the trail again, and I just drank another 8 ounce of Element. I'm just hiking on the trail thinking about the food that I packed on this hike and this video that I'm making for you, and I guess I just felt like I needed to make a little disclaimer that this is the food that works for me on this specific hike, and also I am not a professional when it comes to food. I am not a nutritionist. I am not sharing the perfect food to take on a hike. I'm just sharing with you what I like to eat. And also on this hike in particular, I am never more than a mile away from my car, and I am a 5-minute drive into town, so I'm really not that remote at all. And this is just a trail that I'm super familiar with, and that all plays a role into what I would bring to eat on a hike. If I was doing something a lot longer, if I was going to be really far away from my car, if I was going to be in the wilderness, somewhere super remote, obviously I feel like I would take more. This is just an idea of my favorite hiking snacks. I just looked in the fanny pack real quick and I completely forgot that I packed a honey stinger. So I'm going to have this as a little post-lunch snack. I mean, I've walked another mile since lunch, so I could use another snack, but these are so good. Give you a little burst of energy. This one is a salted caramel flavor. I am going to end this hike a little earlier than I originally thought because it is almost 5 o'clock. But if I did keep going longer, I had a very nice protein bar that I had packed for the afternoon with 15 grams of protein in there. So this would keep me full. And then a little fruit strip for some sweet, fun flavor. An update on the water. I packed about 1 liter of water in this bladder and I'm almost done with that. So it was the perfect amount. The water bladder has like a 3-liter capacity, but I don't fill it up all the way because that gets so heavy. And I just knew I wouldn't need it. If I did run out of water though, I had some extra in my car that I could just run and grab. We're done with the hike. Now my original plan was to go a little longer than this. I would have been so cool to reach double digits, but that would have been my furthest hike by far since having a baby. But a couple stats on the hike. I did 5.22 miles, 1,300 feet of elevation gain, and I burned 1,300 calories. No. Now, one of the best parts about day hiking is the meal you get to have after the hike. My go-to is McDonald's. There's a lot of McDonald's where I live and up in the White Mountains, and it's just so convenient. Grab a 20-piece McNugget, eat it on the way home, because when I'm done with the hike, I'm usually hungry right away and I don't want to wait. And I'm usually by myself, so I tend to not go out to a nice restaurant. I just want to grab some food and go home. And I'm definitely too lazy to cook or grocery shop on a day that I day hike. So I usually do that. But today, since my husband just got out of work, we are going out to eat. And I'm getting the classic cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke. And that is such a good end of a hike meal. So that's my video. That's everything I eat in a day of day hiking. Let me know your favorite day hiking foods in the comments. That way I can get more ideas. You watching can read through the comments and also get more ideas. And the baby girl did so good today. Now she's just talking to herself. If you have a video idea that you want me to cover when it comes to hiking basics like this, day hiking food, let me know also in the comments and I can make a whole video about it. I am so excited that fall is here and I'm just gonna hike more and more with the baby girl. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.